Recording is on. Now we are going to start with the basics of HTML. Day 30, and here I can say readme.md. Today we are going to see fundamental concepts in HTML and CSS3. So here app, now it is index01 dot index01.html. So when you talk about the HTML, what exactly you are thinking of? So first tell me, what do you mean by HTML? What do you mean by HTML?
It is a hypertext markup language used mostly
Okay.
to design web pages.
Okay. And hypertext markup language, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by hypertext markup language?
Please explain.
Okay. So when you talk about the hypertext markup language, so you need to understand analogy first. So why this thing is came into the market? Now consider that the consider that there is a server. We can call this thing as server and this thing as client. Client and server architecture we are having. Correct? Client server architecture. Now what is going to happen? Take any example, or online or Amazon. You are purchasing something on the Amazon. So what do? You go to the Amazon and you send one request to the Amazon first. So show me watch. So particular watch you want to get from the Amazon. So you can say show me particular watch. The Amazon returns details about that watch. Right? A price you can get, information you can get, and the competitors you can get in one page. So whenever you request something to the client in the early days, you request something to the server was giving you back something, some data. So server so particular product, this is the database. So this product ID would be sent to the DB. Then in a DB, it has to be checked that particular product is available or not. If available, one row would be written. Then you cannot return that row as it is. You cannot return that row as it is. From the DB, particular row cannot be written as it is. So instead of returning the row, you are creating one structure. You might return a table. So you will create a table, right? And that table would be written. Now remember that. So this client is you don't need to understand client as a human, but this client can be your browser. So from the browser you are hitting the request. So browser becomes the client, and browser doesn't know about the SQL result. Browser says, what is this? I don't know. And don't have any purpose with this thing. Give me something understandable. So server converts this table into the browser understandable format. And so here you are sending a request. In a request, you are adding some details, that is a product ID and whatever other details, a country, time zone, something like that. And server gives you back a response. And server adds this whole table. So first, this is mapped with your raw data. From the raw data, you have created some table. And that table, and you have marked these headers in bold or little background color you have given. Right? So this table is the actual response this browser is going to see. This table you are going to see on the browser. Now what kind of this response is? What kind of this table is? So you need to do something called as HTML. So if you want to format this table into the browser understandable thing, you need to use something called as HTML. So this is the requirement of the HTML. Why do you need HTML? In the early days, the communication was happening in the form of request, now also request and response. These formats are just changed. We have a lot of other formats over here. But in the early days, we talk about the HTML. Hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. Now, what is this hypertext markup language? What do you mean by this? So when you say hypertext, now let's go here. So this page is having references to another pages. So this is the watch, details of the watch you are getting. And somewhere here you get the link of a mobile. So if you click on this link, or here you will get somewhere link of mobile. You click on this link, this page will open. This page will open. Right? So one page is having link to the another page. Even this page is having link to some another page.
Right.
So this is a nesting is there.
Yes.
And if there is a nesting, one thing is referencing to other thing. And that's why this thing is called as hypertext markup language. Hypertext, meaning of the hypertext is that there is a chaining. There is what? Chaining. And that chaining is nothing but what this hypertext is. So in the HTML, HT stands for hypertext. That's what I have explained here. Meaning of each word: hypertext markup language refers to the text that contains links or the references to other pieces of the text, often called as hyperlinks or simply links. These links allow users to navigate between the pieces of information by clicking on the highlighted or underlined text. The hypertext is a fundamental concept of the web, enabling users to move from one page to another page. Now, what do you mean by markup? What do you mean by markup? Now, on this page, there is a header or title. So this title is in the bold. To write this thing in the bold, you have some tag, b tag, b tag. So whatever you write over here, that would be represented in a bold format. Or this is a text and you want to give a background color to this text, you can do that. It is like you are using a book and you are using highlighter in a book to highlight some text. That is a marking. You are marking in a book, correct? Something you are underlining, something you are highlighting, somewhere you are making this star kind of thing in a book. So what do we do? What we do this thing as marking. So you have specific techniques to mark the content, using some styles, and that technique is called as tags. HTML has given you certain tags. If you, the tags will work as these markers: background, bold, underline, something like that. So you need to know something called as tags. If you know the tags, you can do anything on the page. Okay, so this is nothing but what? Markup. So you have some things with you, that things will allow you to do marking on the page. That is nothing but what? Markup. Now all these things are written in specific manner. Means if you want to create the HTML, you need to write everything in HTML tag. And if you see here, there is a start tag and there is a end tag. Then there is something called as body, main body. And in a body you will write actual content. So there are specific rules. You can say there are specific rules. Those rules constitute a language, a programming language. So those rules fit together and create one language. That is the meaning of this language. So we have seen what do you mean by hypertext, what do you mean by markup, and what do you mean by language. Correct? Hello?
Yes. Yes, correct.
Hypertext, markup, language. That is the meaning of, let me check a recording is on or not. Yeah, it's on. Yeah. So hypertext, markup, language. Now see, putting it all together, hypertext markup language is a standardized system of symbols and the rules used to annotate and structure the text in a way that allows creation of the web documents with the interconnected links and various types of content such as headings, paragraphs, images and links, etc. And learning HTML means learning these tags, nothing fancy in this. Learning HTML means what? Learning about these tags. Correct?
One question. You said the database records which are with page, like what's
Yeah.
so it fetches from the table.
Yeah.
And give as a response.
Correct.
So in that case, in which form that record is in the HTML form itself?
No.
What else?
Your MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, MS SQL has nothing to do with the HTML.
Right.
that has its own records, a plain text, you can say.
Correct.
Yes.
So how it will be communicated with the client?
Yeah, we'll see that.
Form?
Yeah. So there are a lot of techniques for that. If you are using ASP.NET, ASP.NET, you write a page ASPX. .axpx is the extension, and that gets converted to the HTML internally. So it builds the thing. Let's not jump to that topic right now, right? We can do that thing in many ways. REST is one of the way. Then your PHP means in a language itself, tags are embedded, right? In a PHP page itself, you will write a database connectivity code, then data would be pushed and dynamically your table would be getting created. Nowadays there are a lot of techniques like a REST API. I told you, we'll talk about that. It's beyond the scope of this HTML right now, but we'll talk about that. For that, you need to learn the backend development. So this is complete HTML is a complete front end part. So how that connectivity happens, if you want to learn, it is in the Node.js. How these records are converted to the HTML, right? So server.
Ultimately, even if there are many ways, ultimately, whatever the response client gets, it is in the HTML.
It's in the HTML for this thing. Okay. Nowadays, we use a response called as, there are multiple responses called as XML is also one of the response. JSON is one of the response. Protobuf if is one of the response. YAML YAML is one of the response. And HTML is a traditional one. But these are the response types you get. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So this is about the HTML. So let's create the basic HTML. So I have created index01.html. Write the HTML tag. Can you see? Editor will help you. Just write the tag HTML. Select this first one, HTML. HTML has its head. And HTML has the body. Okay? In head, you write the metadata about the page, a meta information about the page, right? Title. And I can say first HTML. And in a body, you write the different tags, like paragraph is one of the tag. If you want to create the paragraph, right? This is the first para, some random text I have taken, lorem ipsum, another para, hit the enter. This text will come.
You are just typing lorem.
Say that again.
You are just typing lorem and it automatically.
Correct. So here CP paragraph and type LO. So this is the feature of the editor. And it is giving you something. Now I want to open this in the browser. So reveal in the Finder. Let's open it. It's on my other screen, and here if you go and just paste it, can you see here something is happening like this. Two paragraphs. This is the first para, this is the second para. Even you can inspect it and go to the elements tag where you can see all the loaded elements in a page. All the loaded elements in a page, and here you can say HTML tag, head, body. Getting that?
So title is basically what you can see on the tab.
Yeah, here that is the title. I was about to come to that point. So this is the title. Even this icon also can be changed. Fav icon, this globe icon you can see now, but that also can be changed. And this is the first HTML. This is the title, if you can see here. This is the title, first HTML. If you change over here, can you see that thing would be getting changed here also. You can add or remove elements from here also. Here we can add attribute, add element, whatever. A lot of things we can do actually here. Edit as HTML. Right here also you can just copy this, paste it. See, 3 paragraphs. So just for testing purpose. But if you refresh it, that will go because the changes are in memory changes. Okay? This is the basic structure. This is what the basic structure of HTML. Head would be having, body would be having, and tags. Now, where comes the role of CSS? So when you talk about the CSS, on the first day we have seen HTML is all about, as far as this page is concerned, this page has 3 aspects. HTML or presentation or structuring. Then it has presentation or appearance, and it has interaction. So what is presentation? Presentation means look and feel. Look and feel. UI, you can say. When you say structuring, you can say structuring means creating a template where is going to be, which part of the content is placed where. Placement of the content, we can say. Placement of content. Then interaction means changing anything, dynamically. Changing anything dynamically. So the structuring part would be taken care by HTML tags. Okay. Presentation part would be taken care by styles, or you can say CSS. And integration part would be taken care by JavaScript. Integration part would be taken care by JavaScript. So this is your page, and this page is having these important key aspects: integration, structuring, and the presentation. Right? Let us do presentation now. So I can, and okay, we are going to talk about that styles time to time. Now what I want to do, I want to give a border to this paragraph. See, styling means I want to style this tag. Paragraph is a tag which gives you the paragraph. Now I want to give a border. So you can give a border by applying one attribute. See, tag is having attributes. Every HTML tags are written like this. Tags are written like this. And every tag is this part of the tag is called as content, and here, and this part is called as tag name, and here you can write attributes. This is the content, attributes. This is the tag name. This is end tag. So start tag, end tag. There are few tags which cannot be ended. We'll see that. Now, one of the attribute is style. There are many attributes. style. And what kind of styling you need to apply, that you need to write here. What kind of styling you need to apply? I need to apply the border. So here you can say border, right? Actually, there are three attributes over here. Border, here we can say border width, how much border you want to apply, say 1 pixel. Then border color, red. Then you can say border style, solid. Can you see? Three ways: border width 1 pixel, border color what, red, and border style what, solid. And if you go here and refresh it, can you see a red color border? You can see a solid border. So if you say width 10 px, width of the border would be getting increased. Can you see width? Just make it 1 px, or let's make it 10 px. And style is what, dotted. When you make dotted, border would be dotted like this. Getting my point? And that is nothing but what, the solid. And border width 1 px. Now this is how you will apply the style. Correct?
With the one version,
Mm-hmm.
you use one page, so there are multiple
Units.
yeah.
We'll see that. Pixel, what do you mean by pixel? Just consider that, just don't consider anything about pixel right now. So this much is 1 pixel, means some width it is going to give to this border, that's the 1 pixel. Right now you can understand in this way. We are going to see absolute and relative units separately. Okay, but what do you mean by style? Can you see, actually meaning of the style is comes from the style attribute. So style attribute, one thing, I have written everything in the notes. Okay, in the notes you will find everything whatever I am telling you. So border width, border color, border style. Border width, border color, border style. So these are three separate attributes, and CSS gives you facility, something called as shorthand notations. Instead you to write separately, you can just give me border, comma separated color, comma separated style. Instead of, sorry, it should be before semicolon, red and solid. Instead you to write this much big, you can give me a shorthand notation. What is this called as? So meaning of this, browser will internally convert this to this automatically. Browser is that smart. You go here and refresh it, you can see green border. Correct? So what do you mean by style? Style is an attribute that would be applied on the tags. If you want to decorate that tags, that attribute is applied. There are a lot of styles we have. Let's go to the next page. Index02.html. Index02.html. Now HTML, head, metadata you will write here, body, a needed body thing you will write over here. Body tag comprises the important tags that actually you wanted to write. Now here let's have one more tag, header, h1. So this, or here we can say h1, h1, h1. So these are the h1s. So there is a h2 also, h2, h2. There is a h3 also, h2, 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 h3, 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 h3. So there are the tags. If you see till h6, h1 to h6, there are tags. Now let's go here, refresh it. Now you need to, instead of 01, here you just make 02. Can you see this is the h1, this is the h2, this is the h3, right? H1 tag, header tag, used for the headings. Am I making sense?
Yes, yes.
Headings. So we are using this for headings.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Similarly, we have seen the paragraph. There is a label also. If you want to give label to particular input box, can you see for on other attribute? Here I can just say this is label. Then there is a bold tag. If you want to make something bold, lorem ipsum, this is in the bold. Well, there is a strong tag also. So here I can say label, or just remove this. This is bold. This is strong. Can you see this is, can you see everything is falling one after other?
Right.
There is a problem. Means H1 paragraph, they don't fall one after other. But these things fall one after other. So there is a problem. And that's why you need a division. You need to divide the page. So in this division of the page, add this label. In this division of the page, add this label. In this division of the page, add this label, strong. And now refresh it. Can you see they are one after other?
Right.
So they would be having some one below each other.
Just like new line.
Just like
New line.
new line, correct. Just like new line. This is the bold tag. So one more approach is there. So here now see plain content. I didn't add anything. So that plain content is adding like this. But here you can add a break line, BR. Because break line has no content. Just write it here. Just write it here and refresh it. Can you see that? They will go like this. Correct?
So what is the difference between, even break also goes to the next one?
Yeah, break also will take you to the next line. But this is used for the content like this. This will not divide the page. Just content, text content you need to do, then you need a break line. Okay? Well, if you need some one horizontal line, can you see the tag, just HR tag, there is no end tag. Can you see one horizontal line would be added? So if you want to add a horizontal line after this also, refresh it. Can you see horizontal line, HR? Horizontal rule, meaning of the HR is what?
Horizontal
Rule. Horizontal rule. Can you see we are just working on the structuring of the page.
Right.
It is just creating the structure. what thing needs to be added at what place. Who decides that? HTML decides that. There are variety of the tags, and those tags work with this. Correct?
Yeah. BR tag has slash symbol after that.
Slash in?
Slash
Uh-huh.
BR tag.
Correct.
So this is the format for break.
Yeah, this is a format for the break line. Start and end, which don't have any attribute, which don't have any content. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And some tags you don't need to close specifically. That will be taken care by the browser.
Yeah. Generally, the tag is closed with slashes before.
Correct. Slashes
That
before.
thing. But
Yes.
here, in case of PR,
Uh-huh. Correct.
this is the difference in
Correct. Even if you remove that thing, that still will work.
Okay.
See, there is no change. So, head, in a head you have title. Along with the title, few more things are there. We'll see that. What things are there? Basic tags. So these tags are just read-only tags. They don't do specifically anything on the page. Right? Once they are created, they are created. Once they are created, they are created. They cannot be changed. But there are few more tags which can gives you index.html. Let me complete the readme first. Understood HTML. Background, then basic structure of HTML, then studied few tags, and few more tags, more interactive tags. Okay, index03.html. Why the name is index, we will see that later on. HTML, body, title, head, and inside head this title should be there. Inside head this title should be there. In the body, now see input tag. You can get input from user, a text input, number input, whatever, that from user. That's the input tag. Index 03.html. Can you see? Then input type button. You can give some value also over here, say some number value. Here I can say okay. Can you see button and some value inside that tag is okay. Then input type date also. You can pick the date also. Just refresh it. Click here. Can you see calendar? You can get it. These are predefined tags. So there are two types of tags we have seen. The tags which are read only, they just sit on the page. Someone interact with the page. Index04.html. HTML, body, head, title. And some of the tags are there. Intention of that tag is to provide meaning. Main. So whenever you optimize your website, search for marketing, search engine optimization, main, this is the main area of the page. Hey crawler, come over here. Hey Google crawler, come over here and check this thing. So inside that, Google will check headings. So when you go to Google and search artificial intelligence, and can you see some websites appear over here and some things you find over here like this? Can you see that? From where these things happen? Right? Yeah, so these things are written in these things like nav. So if you have a menu bar, if you want to put something into the nav bar, so here you will write the things. So what is the anchor, we'll see later on. Nav, then section, then aside. Let's go to the Angular website. Angular, can you see here, getting started page automatically come into, from where these things are coming? These things are coming because they have structured in that way. Right now, if you go here to the docs and if you inspect this guy, now this would be the separate thing. You can see header. Header is also one of the semantic tag. Side nav. Okay, these are the Angular components. So whatever I wanted to show you, you cannot see that here. AIO things. Can you see nav? All these are nav. Let's go to the React website. And in here, let's inspect it. Yeah, can you see main tag here? Main tag. Then article tag, the content related, for whom you can write this specifically in a div also. You can write this in a div also. But this is not for you. The crawlers who come over here, they even check these things. Right? And accordingly they make their interpretation. Right? According to this, they make their interpretation. Now let's go to the learn, and this side main, yeah, it is nothing but this side. Inside this is the article. Can you see article means what? Whatever your content is there. Yeah. You getting the point? Yes. What I'm trying to can you see aside? This is the sidebar. Perfectly React has implemented in the most accurate way. Whatever is required as per the specification, they have implemented it. Angular also, but they have and that's why Angular learning curve is steep than this one. That's another story, forget about that. But these are the tags, and those tags give a meaning to your section of the page, right? For example, this page is dedicated for the menu bar. Who said that? A side one, this guy. Right? That is nothing but these tags. So we are going to use these tags, and I'm going to explain time to time. But whenever you see main, section, aside, nav, header, footer, or these are coming from HTML5 specification, semantic tags, they create the page semantic. Okay.
Mm.
So 3 types of tabs we have. Tags, not tabs, we have seen. Even style attribute. Okay.
No.
Basic tags. Do you find it difficult?
No.
This is easy, right?
Yes.
So day by day complexity will get increased.
Yeah. Interactive tags mean input or button.
Yeah,
Input tag. You can
correct. Wherever you can make interaction, these are the interactive tags.
And nav is for menu, right?
Yeah, semantic tag. Nav is a semantic tag. And you don't need to worry. Just go to the Google and okay. Mozilla official documentation. Where is that link? Mozilla official Mozilla or MDN doc MDN doc and ChatGPT. See here, hypertext markup language. Everything is here. Whatever I have created notes from, it is here. Okay. Fine. We'll conclude today's session. I need to go to gym now. It's late. Yeah.
Mm.